Yes, I was 18 at that time.
You had just gotten your ID,
Yes, I had just gotten my ID.
And you say they look down upon, they're like, you're not serious.
Yeah.
You don't, but you have something driving you.
Yeah.
So up to this point, do you regret?
No, absolutely not.
You are happy that you did what you did?
I'm actually very happy because through this I've been able to get a lot of more platform and a lot of more information on the elderly and the challenges they face.
You're saving these elderly. What can you tell the people of Kisii about these witch doctors?
I think I can tell the people that, you know, the Constitution has protected these people. As long as you're practicing your culture, your traditions, and they're not harmful to other people, the Constitution has protected them. And it's also not right for you to kill somebody because you feel like they are witchcrafts. Even though they are witchcrafts and they're practicing it and they're not harming anyone, that's their tradition, you know, that's their beliefs. There are a lot of heroes who are elderly, who we look up to. These are the people who fought for our independence. Let's not forget that, you know, there's a lot of positive.
Hello viewers and welcome to Lucy Mworia Network, and we're so happy to be here today saying thank you so much for your continued support of subscribing. We've already hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much. Your support is very much appreciated. We've been talking about our elderly, the challenges and what is bothering them in our country, bringing different stakeholders on board, and we have been bringing different kind of stakeholders. Today we have a youngster stakeholder who has been advocating for the elderly since she was in high school. And now we have the CEO and founder of Ukongwe Bora Welfare Society in Nairobi. Her name is Yvette Gisebe. She founded the organization when she was only 18 after high school. And when many of us, even who are older, didn't even understand what is it. Gisebe, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we are very delighted. I'm happy to have you here so that you can tell Kenyans what is it that you solve. What did you decide? What really motivated you to do this at your age? You are only 19, 20 years now, right?
Yeah.
And you have a foundation and you are the CEO and you're fighting for the rights of the elderly.
Yeah.
At only age 18, you wrote a bill to the Parliament of Kenya.
Yeah.
You drafted a bill on maintenance and welfare of the elderly at the age 18. Karibu.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself and what really made you think about the elderly.
So my name is Yvette Gisebe, as you've heard, and I studied in Alliance Girls High School, and when I was in Alliance, there was a club called Social Welfare Society, and we used to do community work. So among this community work was visiting the elderly at Thogoto Home for the Aged. So this was a club in Alliance Girls and Alliance High, and we used to do this every Sunday. So I saw a gap because a lot of people tend to look at the elderly, tend to look at the children, the mothers and people with disability, but a lot of people forget about the elderly. And it's not even intentional sometimes. I feel like it's because people are not aware of the challenges that the elderly people face. So when we used to go to Thogoto, and at the time there were 45 elderly people at the home and only 2 workers. So you can imagine the amount of work these 2 workers had. It was a lot of work for them. So we used to go there and clean their houses where they sleep, the kitchen and the dining hall. And then the boys from Alliance High would do the more manual work. Yeah, so we used to do this, and I saw a gap. I saw that, these elderly people are not really well looked out for, because You know, they were just depending on well-wishers. The home depends on well-wishers because it's a home founded by women from the church. So it depends on well-wishers, and they don't have a lot. The little they have, they try. So I saw that gap, and I decided that I still want to do this even after high school. It's not something I want to leave high school and just forget about it, because it's something I became really passionate about. Yeah.
So you decided to register an NGO?
Yes, immediately after high school I did.
How many of your age at 2017 when you finished high school know even how the NGO world works? So what did you do next?
So I registered it in 2019.
How did you go about it in case someone else is interested?
So for me, I registered mine as a welfare society. You do that in Sharia house. So it was a hectic yet simple procedure. It's not so hard because I got some guidance from my family, because previously my dad had an organization to that, so he really helped me with that. But you know, when you register as a young girl, a lot of people tend to look down on you. They're like, why would you do this? You know, they don't know the cost behind it, you know. So a lot of people look down on me. It was a bit hard, but at the end of the day, when you're really passionate about something, God opens ways for you to be able to pursue your cause.
You're telling us a lot of people, when they see young people, young girls like you at 2017, you are at the laws. Where did you register? At
Sharia house.
A Sharia house.
Yeah.
Saying you want to register. Did you even have an ID?
Yes, I was 18 at that time.
You had just gotten your ID,
Yes,
yeah.
I had just gotten my ID.
And you say they look down upon, they're like, you're not serious.
Yeah.
You don't, but you have something driving you.
Yeah.
So up to this point, do you regret?
No, absolutely not.
You are happy that you did what you did?
I'm actually very happy, because through this I've been able to get a lot of more platform on, and a lot of more information on the elderly and the challenges they face. So it's a platform where it has given me a lot of exposure, because when I was starting, I didn't know most of the things that I know by now.
So you registered that organization. So what does your organization really do for the elderly, or with the elderly, or to the elderly?
Okay, so we champion inclusivity in all programs for the elderly people. And this comes in even the bill that we drafted. The bill that we drafted, it's talking about inclusivity in all areas, where the elderly should be included in all areas. We also promote a positive culture, and we do this by working with the youth and teenagers, young people. So we work with young people to bridge the intergenerational gap. And we do this also to promote a positive culture that recognizes diversity and the role of older people in community, because they have a lot of role. You know, they preserve culture, they do so much, but yet they are not recognized. So we try to do this by promoting a positive culture that does that. We also promote for adequate food and nutrition for the elderly, and we do this by preserving food, by showing them how to preserve their food. You know, a lot of elderly people practice farming, so it's important for you to enlighten them on how to properly preserve food, and you know, how to participate in agriculture, because this is something they're really interested in. We also look at legal like the legal challenges the elderly people face, because I feel like there are not a lot of, for example, the government just came up with the elderly home last year, the first elderly home, but the Constitution, Article 57D of the Constitution, states that the family and the state have the same obligation towards taking care of the elderly people. So I feel like there should be more elderly homes established by the government, you know, so that the elderly people can be well protected in case of accusations of witchcraft, which we've been seeing a lot. Yeah. So those are some of the programs that we do.
So do you have any funding, or how do you manage to do that?
I don't have funding, so what I've been able to do is collaborate with people who have the same cause of taking care of the elderly, and I've also gotten a lot of help from well-wishers and family members. Yeah, so actually funding is one of our greatest challenges.
So as a youth, you said one of the programs is enlightening the youth on the importance of taking care of the elderly. So how is it working? Are they appreciating? Are they understanding? What challenges are you finding? How is it when you introduce that to the youth?
It's good, and I feel like because when I was in high school, we had this club and we used to visit the elderly. A lot of people were enlightened in terms of the elderly, a lot of my friends, you know. So I work with some of my friends who are in that club to go and, you know, get some more youth and let them know the role of older persons. So I feel like they're not doing this intentionally. They're not they're not aware of the challenges of the elderly intentionally. It's just that they're not made aware of, you know. But when you come out and make them aware and tell them, you know, these are the challenges the elderly face and this is the role of the elderly, you need to appreciate and promote this positive culture, you know, they are really accepting it. So I don't see a really big challenge in that because I'm a youth myself, so interacting with my generation is easier. Yeah.
So they appreciate, and the difference is that they don't understand, not that they refuse to support, not that they ignore, is that they have no information on that.
They have no information.
So you think there's a need for more people to go out there to tell the youth what, instead of just sitting down and blaming them that they are not taking care of their parents, this and that, we should tell them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like there's need to make awareness, and it's not even about the youth, it's about everybody, because I feel like a lot of people are not aware of the challenges the elderly people face. You'll be in a communication with someone and you tell them that you have an organization that cares and comforts the senior citizens, and they're like, really, I'm not sure if the elderly go through any challenges. In my home, we take care of our grandmothers and grandfathers really well, you know. So I feel like a lot of people are not aware. Yeah, it's something that is not yet made aware enough.
Now, you are in Nairobi.
Yeah.
So where is your organization working? Is it within Nairobi or outside or all over the country?
It's all over the country. We have gone through different counties. We're not only in Nairobi. We have programs running in Kisii, we have programs in Kilifi, in Machakos, and we have programs in Uasin Gishu County also.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So you said one of the programs with the elder, the youth is giving them the information, and the elderly, it is showing them like how to preserve food, and
Food
because
and
of hunger,
nutrition.
nutrition. How do you do that?
We go to wazes in the indigenous areas, the wazes that practice farming, and we try and show them the good ways of doing agriculture, like the proper standard way of doing agriculture and preserving their food. Yeah, with the traditional way. For example, in Kisii, there is a way you preserve your maize, and even the weevils cannot enter. So there is the traditional basket. I'm not sure of the name, but it's a traditional basket that is made of sisal, and then when you use it to preserve your maize and just close it, even the weevils cannot enter. So we try to use the traditional methods that these wazes are familiar with, yeah, for them to be able to preserve. Yeah.
Wow. So any other challenges that you met in the course of your duties?
I think that the only two main challenges I've faced is the funding, as I mentioned, and also being a young girl, some people will tend to take advantage or maybe look down on you. But I feel like for an empowered girl, you have to know your worth and you have to stand by your, you know, you have to have your stands, and you have to be very assertive and know your worth. So that's a challenge I've faced, but you know, it's very important for me to respect my elders as a young girl. So it's also a dilemma, because I'm like, if someone is rude to me, you know, how will I handle it? But I choose to be really professional.
You
Sorry.
mentioned the Kisii, and yeah, and you're maybe from Kisii, and there's a lot of actually killing of the elderly. They are called witch doctors. They are burnt. Just yesterday in Muranga, there's a lady who was burnt there, and she's a witch, and the Kisii is full of that. What can you tell us now that you're from there and you're saving these elderly? What can you tell the people of Kisii about these witch doctors?
I think I can tell the people that, you know, the Constitution has protected these people. As long as you're practicing your culture, your traditions, and they're not harmful to other people, the Constitution has protected them. And it's also not right for you to kill somebody because you feel like they are witchcrafts. Even though they are witchcrafts and they're practicing it and they're not harming anyone, that's their tradition, you know, that's their beliefs. The same way you're a Christian, or, you know, and you're praying to your God and you're not harming anyone, it's the same way this mzee practiced the traditional African culture, you know.
The witch doctor.
I'm not saying necessarily, because some of them are not witchcrafts. Yeah, some of them are actually 1 in 10 elderly people who are accused of being witchcraft. In the 10, in the people who are accused, only 1 of them is a witchcraft. So normally most of them are not witchcraft. They have a motive behind it, the people who are trying to accuse them. Most of them, they are just greedy people who are trying to grab their land, or maybe their property, the property of the wazees. And this is why we came up with a bill, because the bill in chapter 4, it protects the life and property of senior citizens.
Can you tell the viewers or the Kenyans what is the bill? What is the name of the bill? What is it really about? They want to hear this bill and how you took it to Parliament.
So the bill is called the Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizens Bill 2020. And it operationalizes Article 57D of the Constitution. And this article states that the family and the state are given the same obligation towards taking care of the senior citizens. So in my bill, I've touched on, of course, the chapter 1 is about the preliminary. It states the functions, it states the terms as per the bill. And then chapter 2 is about the maintenance now of parents and senior citizens. And in the maintenance of parents and senior citizens, you'll see about the tribunals that we've mentioned, that the government should come up with tribunals in every county to help the elderly. If they have an issue, they can go to the tribunal. Because you see, when even the elderly have a problem in regards to their land or in regards to their property, if they go to court, that case takes so long until the elderly dies and the case hasn't even moved, you know. So I was thinking a tribunal will be more efficient, because it will be better, as when you go to the tribunal, they'll be able to take those cases faster, unlike the court. It also the chapter 3 also touches on the establishment of old age homes, and hereby I state that the government should come with old age homes in every county at least. And also chapter 4 touches on the protection of life and property of senior citizens. And then we also have the medical health care. And you, as a geriatric nurse, you know that here in Kenya they don't focus on geriatric care. So in that chapter, I've touched on geriatric care in terms of the hospital having a specialized geriatric unit for the senior citizens, of the doctor who has specialized on geriatric and nurses, so that they can be able to be more specialized and get specialized care of geriatrics, and offenses and trials. And then the last chapter is touching on the miscellaneous.
So you handed this bill to the speaker?
Yes, I took it because it's a bill that touches on county. The law states that you need to take it both to the National Assembly and the Senate. It has to be passed because it touches on county and the nation also.
So you took it to Senate?
So I took it to both the Senate and the National Assembly.
And they confirmed they received it?
They confirmed. They actually got back to me, and I went to face the welfare committee of the National Assembly, and we were talking about the bill.
That was back in 2019?
That was back in 2020, and then they said that they will introduce it to the full house of the National Assembly. So I guess they did introduce it. After that, I haven't gotten any more.
And until today, from 2020, something very serious, like someone like you, 18 years, is bothered about our elderly. Our parliament did not see any importance of discussing that bill. Can you talk to that parliament, to that Senate, and tell them what you think or what you wish they would have done?
I wish for the bill to be passed because it will help the senior citizens. A lot of the challenges that are facing, we've tried to break down and reduce them, and also bring like a really, like the tribunal, it will be a really efficient way for the elderly to get help when they need. Also the elderly homes, the establishment of the elderly homes, it's a very important thing that we need, especially at these times where there's a lot of cases regarding accusations on witchcraft for the elderly, and also about the hospitals having a specialized units in the geriatric care. This is very, because even in hospitals, we have hospitals like Gertrude's, which purposely have the children.
For children,
yeah,
yes.
For children, yeah. So it will be really important also for the elderly, because I feel like there's a lot of elderly illness that comes with being an elderly. There's a lot of illness, and they need a lot of care on that, yeah.
So where do you see yourself in the future with this organization and the elderly matters?
I hope to build a really good establishment on the elderly home. That is what I'm hoping, and I'm hoping to really continue on this cause, because this is something that I'm really passionate about, and I look forward to, reaching out to more people and making awareness on all the challenges that these people actually face.
You are now 20 and you're still in school.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell the viewers, what are you doing in school? Is it something related to this, or is it something that will help you like expound on what you are basically doing?
Okay, so I am studying performing arts and film technology, majoring in film, and at KCA University. So yes, I do think that my course will help me in terms of creating awareness, because I'll be able to capture the stories of the elderly people and also promote the positive culture by capturing the stories of wazee. There are a lot of heroes who are elderly who we look up to. These are the people who fought for our independence. Let's not forget that, there's a lot of positiveness that comes with our elderly people. We have our elder person like Kinuthia Mwangi. He's doing a lot of change. He's making a great impact in society even now at 73 years old, So I feel like I will be able to capture more stories of that. All the time we are capturing stories of wazees being killed because of witchcraft. Why don't we capture the good stories also of the elderly people making?
Yeah, we're always capturing the negative.
We are always capturing the negative, but there are actually our senior citizens who've done a lot for this country, and we can also capture those stories, So I'm not doing something related to the elderly per se, but it's something that will help me
Connected.
in my cause. Yeah, it's very connected. Yeah.
So look at the camera as we finalize and tell the youth, talk to the youth of Kenya.
I guess I feel like in this generation we have a lot of youth who are very firm, and who know their worth, and who know that they are empowered. Especially as a young girl, I love empowered women. I have women who inspire me, people like Harriet Tubman, who inspired my cause, you know. So I've looked up to a lot of people who are youth, who are women. So I'd say that, you know, just follow your passion, you know, follow your dreams, and, you know, go for it. That's all. Start whatever you want to start and just do it. As long as you're passionate about it, you will get people along the way who will help you in your cause.
Thank you, viewers. This is our young hero, Miss Yvette Gesere, at age 18, founding a home, finding a foundation for the elderly. We are very, very happy. I'm very motivated by you too.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, people think when we talk about the elderly, it is the elderly who are supposed to be talking about the elderly.
Exactly.
We definitely cannot win this war if it is the elderly who are surviving to help themselves. We need all of you. We need the youth. We need the elderly. We need the middle elderly. We need everyone on this. We need our government. We need our Senate. We need our parliament. Parliament, please, let that bill be discussed. It is already overdue. And God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
Good.